I lay in my backyard, observing the night sky. I see two shooting stars within a 5 minute span. Normally, I would have my telescope with me, but I find it most enjoyable when I am with my grandfather, which is usually on weekends. I begin to notice two peculiar looking objects in the sky. At first, I thought they must have been drones, but what I had just witnessed had me baffled. Two spaceships on opposite sides, facing each other. One was a lot bigger than the other. The smaller ship shoots 10 of its laser beams at the bigger ship. The bigger ship retaliated and completely destroyed the small ship with just a single laser shot of its own. It then took off in the speed of light. I rush inside to find my telescope. As I found it, I could not believe it. My telescope was smashed up into small pieces, shattered beyond repair. I was completely devastated. Not even my family knew anything about it. The next day at school, I took all my hate and anger out on a student who always bullied me. I left him in hospital for a few days. I received a 2-week suspension. When I came back, I made new friends and gained respect from the other students, which was awesome. The bully issued a truce between us and wanted to become friends, but I declined his offer and put him back in hospital once more. This was out of school grounds, so I didn't receive suspension this time. I felt very satisfied and my confidence boosted. One night, I snuck out to go to the park with a flashlight and a pair of binoculars that belonged to my father. If he caught me using them, I would have to deal with getting berated, which is something he had always done if any of us crossed a line. And I am crossing a big line by sneaking out in the middle of the night. I am the adventurous type and always willing to break a few rules. I arrived at the park within 10 minutes. There were a few drunk individuals present, which were mostly teenagers. Hopefully they won't bother me. After a few minutes of observing the sky through the binoculars, something caught my full attention. There it was again. For the first time in weeks, the big spaceship makes a return in the sky. I turn on my flashlight and aim directly at it. I turn it off and realize that it was a stupid idea. I attracted some unwanted attention from the intoxicated teens. A female from the group was the first to make an approach. "Bird watching during the night?" she said, bursting into laughter afterwards, also staggering. I pointed to what I was looking at without saying anything. Her boyfriend, who was more intoxicated, made an approach. "You really think that pilot will notice you?" he said sarcastically. He assumed I had my focus on an aeroplane that was flying past. It would soon be realized that it would be no laughing matter. The aeroplane was eradicated after a sudden laser shot from the UFO. My second time witnessing an unknown event. I am not the only witness this time. Instead of taking off, this time it decides to make a landing 3 kilometers away from us. Everyone absconded the area. I was the last one to do so. A bright light could be seen from where it landed. It would rapidly expand, catching up to us. For a few seconds, my whole body randomly becomes paralyzed, causing me to fall to the ground. The light disappeared. A police officer, who happened to be patrolling the area, helped me up. He's mistaken me for one of the drunk kids in the group. He soon let me go, after he himself had seen the UFO take off in the speed of light. He wasn't at all surprised to see it. His advice to me was to get some rest, and it was nothing to worry about. It was very odd, but I took his word for it. I had a very good sleep. I don't remember anything from last night, since my memory was hazy. I was having a great day at school until it hit lunch hour. I suddenly became extremely nauseated, weak, and very dizzy. I was sent home for the rest of the day. My memory from last night had also returned. Although my dreams tell me a different story. I did end up being captured by the UFO, but my experience was not as bad as it seemed. I was actually paralyzed, but I felt no discomfort whatsoever. That's the only detail I can see. Other than that, it was nothing to worry about after all. The next day, I was back to normal, completely 100%. After about a week or so, during the weekend, I went for a walk to that same park, this time during the day. I so happened to meet with the people from that night. We all have an hour-long chat about our experiences. Everyone claims they had it differently than others. After the gathering, we went our separate ways.